Have you ever wanted to go to the Caribbean? Feel the warmth of sandy beaches? Taste authentic Cuban dishes? Well, the trade embargo limits direct travel from the United States to Cuba, discouraging cultural interaction since the 1960s. Not to be deterred, a process can be completed to receive a religious visa. First, a letter of invitation must be written from Cuba. Next, a license granted by the Department of Treasury for travel plans. Finally, the Cuban Seventh-day Adventist Union must prepay the visa, which is reimbursed upon arrival. All documentation needs to match.
The reason why I didn't actually make it was because my passport numbers and my visa numbers didn't match up. Yeah, so we're sitting there in the Cancun airport, and I'm waiting there in line, and the ticket agent, she says, "Oh, well, you can't get on." And I said, "What?" It's like, no, you can't get on because look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. This is your passport. This is the visa. They don't match up. I didn't realize this, but the check-in lady, she kept my letter, my visa letter. And so we're at the gate, okay? And so the leader of our group, he came up and he said, "Oh, no, don't worry about it. He has a letter just like me, you know. See, it looks just like this. Here, Rich, show him your letter." I didn't have my letter. And so we're just sitting there in line to get cleared, you know, and I still haven't filled out my tourist visa. I'm cleared by the first guy. He hands my passport off to the second guy, and I guess it's nearly gotten stamped. And somebody from one of the offices comes out and says, "Don't let him through," talking about me. 15 minutes go by. And then the lady comes back out and she says, "Look, you got cleared. We understand that you renewed your passport, but because you paid the tourist visa cost, we're gonna let you through." And then we get out, we get our baggage and stuff, and then we get right back out into the airport, out into the main person, and then that's when the conference person from the conference down there comes and picks us up.
The resources for the communication department are limited, yet they produce music, videos, and Sabbath school quarterlies, which continue to change people's lives.
AW Adventist Radio, they donated the studio for them to make a recording to put it in the Adventist Radio.
Entonces hacíamos los programas, lo poníamos en CD y por DHL lo mandábamos al Brasil.
We made the programs, put it in DVD and send it by DHL to Brazil.
Pero es costoso y como que es muy lejos, los programas llegaban fuera de tiempo.
It's very expensive, and it's so far away. The program from there that was out of time now.
Entonces eso quedó inutilizable porque ya no se hizo más programa. Lo iban a cerrar. Entonces surgió la idea de usarlo para grabar música, grupos cubanos que vengan a grabar sin costo. Ellos están grabando ahí, no se les cobra nada por grabar, porque es de una iglesia de aquí de la ciudad. Y entonces el otro departamento lo preparamos para los audiovisuales. Aquí hacemos todo el material que fuera sabático.
You know, we're sitting there looking at what they're printing out, you know, and it's a lot of stuff, you know, considering that they're printing out for the entire country. But they're saying, we don't have access to paper. You know, the government limits access to paper.
Ahora sí.
Even in our boat, they're making Sabbath school problem, everything. They cannot import nothing from outside. So
While traveling to Holguín with Pastor Leonor, Rich and his father interviewed two pastors at the conference office.
Holguin is really close to Guantanamo, okay? And if you know the geography of the country, Guantanamo is pretty much on the other side of the island from Havana. Well, we drove from Havana to Holguin. It took 10 hours. Yeah, we were 10 hours in a car. We're sitting there and we talked to a couple of people, and just amazing stories about what's happening. What's happening, the influence not only of Satan but of Christ, and how he really helped some of these people. One of the stories, this kid, he always liked to fight. He was pretty much possessed, with a violent spirit, and he was just always, getting into a fight and always going after people. He took a ball bat after somebody one time. And then, it was so crazy because the other guy told me this resurrection story. That's essentially what it was. And here's the story, basically. The wife, was a believer, and she went to the pastor's church. Her husband wasn't, okay? He ended up getting super sick and falling ill. He was in the hospital, and he died. And then he got risen back up. His heartbeat started back up. And, after he got out of the hospital, the physician, checked the time and said the time of death. And for some reason, God woke him back up and started his heart back up. And when he left the hospital, that guy became a believer. How can you not become a believer after such an experience? This guy, he dies, then he raises back up because of his wife. His wife was such a believer, and she really needed to be reaffirmed in her faith.
Gandhi said, "You never know what results come of your action, but if you do nothing, there will be no result." Will you take action to change the world you have seen?